morning, friends, and welcome back to the homestead. So today is the day we are going to the extension office to pick up our bare root trees. So come on along as we get that going. All right, friends, we're here. Let's get inside and find out what they have to tell us.
This one's fairly small, so just I kind of look. This one's fairly small, and just try to match up that the best you can.
And then you could use maybe this variety on some of the
bigger one.
Yeah, on a big one, yeah.
All right, friends, so we just left our extension office. We got our bare root trees, as well as grafted each one of these trees with a different apple variety. So I'm really excited. Unfortunately, we weren't unable to record while we were in there because it was just so much information that we were getting all at once. But next time we come, I'll see about recording. But wow, so much information. I'm super excited. I'll definitely go over some more when we get back to the house. I got a lot of really good information today. Hey friends, we just got home from the extension office and we got a huge surprise. My father-in-law told me to come over to the barn and look at what he found. So you guys can see what we got. Our first babies on the farm. Look it! And we've got one more hatching.
That's a foster mama.
That is one of the chickens that were given to us by a neighbor, and she went broody, and we went ahead and we stuck 6 eggs underneath her. 3 of them didn't do anything, so we had already taken those out, but those 3 looked like they were viable. And sure enough, today we've got 2 babies, and the third one, it's cracked. The egg is cracked, so that one should be coming up any moment. All right, friends, so we are outside in our picnic area, and this is the best place that I can find that I can go over what we learned at the extension office today when we went to pick up our bare root trees, as well as sit in on the grafting class. So when we went and picked up our trees, we ordered 10 trees, 2 of each variety that they had. So there was 5 varieties altogether, and they handed us our bare roots, and then we started talking about how to graft them and the purpose for grafting your trees, your fruit trees. And so what I found out is that the bare root that we purchased, those trees were specifically designed to be blight resistant, disease resistant, different kind of diseases that we have here in Kentucky that are common in your fruit and apple trees. So these bare roots are designed to be resistant to most of these different diseases. And what ended up happening is the gentleman that was teaching our class, he brought in 5 different varieties of apple trees that we then were going to graft into our bare roots. So the bare root, they were saying, those are apple trees, but you just don't know what kind of apple tree you're going to get. So by grafting the specific apple shoot into our bare roots, we were going to be getting that specific apple tree with the disease resistant that is in the bare root. So I have the 5 apple trees that we went ahead and grafted, and that was the Wixon Crab, the Golden Rush, Enterprise, Mutsu, and Northern Spy. So what we got to do, which was so fun, is this part right here. This is our bare root. This up here is the apple variety that we chose to go with our bare root. So this one is, the root is the M111, and this tree, the apple tree, is the Mutsu. And so when we were going through and checking them, they were telling me that I needed to find a apple tree that was the same size as my bare root. Then I can collect that. I told them the name, the variety of the bare root, and the name of the apple tree, and they went ahead and made me tags. So every single one of my trees is tagged, so I know exactly what it is. I'm going to drop some pictures because we didn't take the camera in. There was a lot of people there. So we did take some pictures, and I'm going to drop some pictures of what it looks like when you're actually cutting your trees, your stems. And the most important thing that they told me when you're cutting that is that you do not touch with your fingers that part that has been cut. The oils in your skin will not allow the graft to take. So as soon as you cut both ends and they fit together, then my husband went around and taped it, or vice versa. I taped his, and now this is grafted. So the important part that you need to know with this is as soon as you're done with that, you get a damp rag, go ahead and wrap the roots in your damp rag, and this needs to sit in a dark, cool place for 2 weeks. And then once that is done, that's giving this time to heal and kind of scab over. You're going to leave this on no matter what. Eventually over the years it's going to come off, but you're going to leave this on. After 2 weeks you can go ahead and stick this into a pot. Now this is going to take 5 years to fully get to the point where it's growing fruit. But for the first year to 2 years, you really have to babysit your bare roots. So what I'm going to end up doing is probably putting this in a big pot on my front porch where I can see it every day. You don't want it in direct sunlight all the time. You want it to have minimal sun just for the first year. Make sure it's well watered. And what you're going to start watching is right in here, you're most likely going to get buds. You want to take those off. You don't want this to grow. You want it to grow up here. So all the buds that start coming off, take them off. Take them off. Up here, if you start seeing it grow up, then that's good. Another thing that they mentioned is when we were cutting the tree, we needed to have 6 inches from here to here, 6 inches. And then you needed at least 2 shoots to go from. So I've got 1 shoot here, and I've got another shoot here. So this is where the tree should start coming off. On the top, we went ahead and put some nail polish on the top of it just to seal it so that this doesn't dry out. Our goal is to see sprouts coming out from here. If that happens, that means that our graft has taken, and that's a good thing. Now, he did say it doesn't always happen. He said this happens about 50-50 chance, sometimes even 30 to 70 chance that it's gonna take. This, if this is always sprouting, then guess what? This is still alive, and you can then try something else later to put in there. Again, you don't know what kind of apples you're gonna get from the bare root, but because of the grafting, I know for sure if it starts sprouting from here and here, I'm going to have the Mutsu apple. Alright friends, so the other thing that you want to make sure that you do while those 2 weeks that they are resting and the graft is sealing and protecting itself, you want to make sure that you're checking that the towels are still wet and moist. You don't want to dry out your roots. So always go down there every day or two. Just check to make sure that they're moist or not. If not, get a spray bottle, spray them, cover them back up. I have them in a plastic bag just to kind of hold in the moisture. You can put them into a Ziploc bag, whatever you prefer, whatever you have, and just make sure the moisture stays inside. Plus, keep it in a dark, cool environment. They said between 50 to 60, they said 50 to 60 degrees is where you want to keep them. That way they stay nice and cool and dormant, so that way they're not, if it's too hot, it's just they're going to want to start shooting off sprouts, and you haven't given this time to heal and to start sending the energy up into your apple tree. So make sure this stays moist. All right, friends, so here's a look at all of our apple grafts. So there's 10 in all. I'm hopeful that at least half of these will take. And like he said, if not, then we can just try it again. I am going to look on Amazon for that cutter that he had showed us. That's where he said he got it. But I'm super excited for our apple trees. All right, friends, so there we have it. This is what we learned today in our extension office, how to graft fruit trees, specifically apple trees today. I am so excited to see how these grow, and I look forward to the next coming years. I will bring you guys along when I get ready to plant these in pots and put them in my front yard under the porch to monitor them. And I will continue to bring progress as how they grow. Next year in spring, if they all are doing well and they start sprouts from the actual graft, these will be going into the ground. So I am super excited. Thank you guys for coming along today. I hope you found this interesting and educational. Don't forget to check your local extension office, see what they have and what they have available for you. Either classes or just information, pamphlets, all that kind of stuff. All of it is very educational and is good. So definitely check your local extension office. I hope you enjoyed this. I did find out some more about the soil samples and soil testing, and that is going to be on the next video. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. As always, I hope all is well, and have a blessed day.